Today we will be drawing and painting a wave inspired by the Japanese artist Hokusai. In class, we will read a book called The Great Wave. It's inspired by the famous Japanese artist Hokusai, and it is about a family who desired to have a child but couldn't. On the back, it shows the original print from Hokusai. Begin with a clean sheet of paper and write your name in the corner. Do this small, not large. Get an oil pastel that is black. These can be messy, so make sure that your sleeves are rolled up and that you wash your hands when you're done using it. Toward the bottom of your paper is where we will begin our first line. Make a wavy line toward the bottom of your paper. Then draw another wavy line diagonally connecting to that line you just made. And do another one. Now you should have 3 lines on your paper. Come up and over to the left. We're going to draw our giant wave. Do this by curving your line up and over. Go around and wave all the way to the edge of your paper. Draw a straight line, draw another wavy line just coming out of the side of that great wave. Draw a straight horizon line above that. Then we will draw Mount Fuji. That's a diagonal line with a flat top and another diagonal line and a zigzag line across the top. Now, as you can see the great wave, I'm making almost like a billowing the white gust above that. I'm doing that with a zigzag curly Q line. Excuse me, it's not a zigzag line, it's just a curly Q line. Once you have those lines, we're going to curve our line going over. That makes it look like the wave is coming up. We're going to do that on this side too. Make sure you round those edges. These are not straight lines. These lines have a curve. The curve gives your wave motion. Be careful, you will get a little messy, and if you smudge this on your paper, don't throw it away. We're going to paint on top of it and it will really camouflage those smudges. But I'm doing my best not to rub my hand on the paper. If you notice, I'm kind of drawing just above those oil pastels. Draw one more curvy line going up, and then I want you to do another set of curved lines. Go over to the giant wave and curve those lines again. If you want to outline anything darker, you can. Now is the time to do it. Once I've outlined everything in, I'll make sure I have my name on my paper, and then I come to a stopping point with my drawing. Now to begin painting, you need water, a watercolor paint set, and your brush. The plate will be for mixing your watercolors. Please make sure that you're not digging into the watercolor palette like a shovel. The more water, the better. But the more water you use, the lighter the color will be. The less water you use, the darker the color will be. For the water, I want you to choose these 3 colors: green, purple, blue. How you use those colors is up to you, but those will be your ocean options. You can do a pattern of dark blue, light blue. Turquoise green is a mixture of blue and green. Please do that mixing on your plate or on the side of your palette, not within the tray. You may also use purples if you want to add purple, like a purple, green, blue, purple, green, blue. You can make a pattern, but you don't have to. Avoid just using dark blue. I would like to see values of light blue, dark blue. If you just want to use blue, you can use blue, green, but come up with a combination you enjoy for your water. You are going to paint in the curved lines, but avoid painting in the white part at the top. That is going to be the foam. Make sure that you have plenty of water on your brush and you always tiptoe like a ballerina or glide like an ice skater across your paper. Don't scoot that brush across your paper. Once you've decided what the watercolors will be, start playing around. Decide what you like best. If you make a mistake, take a paper towel and simply blot it up. If there's too much water, take a paper towel and blot it up as well. Now for the sky, we will be using colors red, orange, and yellow. That will look like a sunset and it creates a nice contrast with the water. For your Mount Fuji, you can paint that in gray, which would be black with a lot of water, or brown with a lot of water. Do that mixing on your plate. For the sky, there's two ways you can do that. You can lay the water down first and then go in and start adding the colors of red, orange, and yellow and have them mix, or you can just paint directly onto your paper. I put some water down and I started filling those colors in and blending them together by using circle motions. Remember, using a paper towel can blot up the color if you make a mistake. Now we're going to add a detail. This detail is adding foam splashing. If you make a mistake, you can also use this white tempera paint to cover up mistakes. You can paint in the portion of Mount Fuji for snow. You can also paint in those foam billows on the ocean with white. You don't have to because they're already white. But what you can add is the splashing of the foam using that paint. You may do this with a toothbrush or by simply tapping the end of your paintbrush to your paper. Be careful though, this is extremely messy. If you're going to do that, wear an apron, because if you don't, you're going to make a mess. So I'm just fixing up any mistakes with that white paint I might have made on the foam, and then I'm going to go in and do some light tapping to create a burst of splashing. If you drip paint onto the white portion of your wave, you can go over that with white tempera paint. So placing, you can also fix mistakes using the watercolor paint, dabbing it up with a paper towel. But taking your toothbrush or your paintbrush, you're going to dip it into the water. And I made a mistake here. I went upward. Never do that. Always paint the paintbrush downward because I got a ton of paint on my shirt. So you can go across by flicking and that paint will spread across the paper. Or you can take the edge of a paintbrush and just lightly tap it to make it look like they're splashing. Now you don't have to add this to your paper unless you want to. Remember, wear an apron or roll up your sleeves, and if you're nervous about getting it on yourself, just lightly tap the edge of it and splatter it very gently with the tap of your hand. And there you go. Put finishing touches on, put it on the drying rack to dry, and I can't wait to see your creations.